Sure, ladies and gentlemen, you have now recognized Josh Kolsrud joining us here
Hey,
on Fox
Josh.
10
Hi.
Talks. You sound great on that microphone today, right there, Josh.
Yeah, and
Well, it's Friday, you know.
Is that what
I
it
think
is?
We all sound good
And you
today.
look good too. We got some new cameras for all of you watching. We have new cameras here in the studio as well.
Oh, yeah, they look
Yeah.
good. In fact, here, check it out. There's Josh's.
my
We call this a
gosh.
medium close-up. Look,
Yeah.
Josh, the camera loves you, buddy.
And he said he has a new outfit, Ron. This is Friday.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk, Celeste, just a little bit about this birthright citizenship case. Look, we've been keeping our eye, Josh, on the Supreme Court because we're at that time now. We're in June. What do you think is going to be happening on this birthright citizenship?
Yeah,
what's the lay of the land on the whole thing?
Yeah, this is definitely the time of year where all of the Supreme Court rulings begin to trickle out, and this is a big case. You know, it started a little over a year ago when President Trump issued an executive order telling the federal agencies to stop the immigration process for anybody who was born in the country but not to a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen. And the argument is that the Constitution says that you have citizenship in the United States if you're born here and you're subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And the argument is about what does the jurisdiction thereof mean. And the Supreme Court dealt with this issue in 1898 in a case called Wong Kim Ark, where a Chinese national was here and was a lawful permanent resident and had a baby. And the question was that baby a U.S. citizen? And the Supreme Court said yes, because the lawful permanent resident was subject to the laws of the United States and permanently here, so that therefore was, a citizen. And so what the Trump administration is saying is that, if you're here illegally, your allegiance is to another country. It's not to the United States, because you're still subject to the laws of the country where you're from. So if you came here from Mexico, for example, and you don't have U.S. citizenship, their argument is that you still have to obey the laws of Mexico, and that therefore violates the laws of the United States for citizenship purposes. Now, the Supreme Court, during arguments, seems skeptical of the Trump administration's arguments, even the justices that were nominated by President Just. And most importantly, that would be Amy Coney Barrett. She was the most skeptical. And Justice John Roberts, the Chief Justice, was also skeptical. And it appears that a win for the White House is probably unlikely. Now, the question really will be, will the Supreme Court split the baby? Will they narrow the jurisdiction about the members who can become citizens, or will they say what the plaintiffs say, which is jus soli? It's a Latin term, means that if you're born on the soil, you are a citizen, just like the Constitution says. So no matter what the Supreme Court rules, it's going to affect millions of people going forward.
Wow.
So what about the argument that, yes, it's written that way, but it was
Intended.
correct. I
Yeah.
mean, we all know the country was coming out of the plague of slavery,
Sure.
and that's what they
Dred
were trying
Scott.
to correct.
Yes.
But
Yep.
then we hear these reports of, I guess maybe like birth tourism almost.
Oh, yes.
The people will get people to come into the U.S. and pay them some sort of a smuggling fee to get into the U.S. so they can have a baby.
Yep.
And it will automatically become a citizen. What about that argument?
Yeah, it's a good argument. For policy purposes, the United States is unique in that we're the only country in the world that allows that type of scenario to occur. And that's the extreme version of what the policy has become. And the Trump administration is certainly arguing that that type of policy leads to a scenario that the framers never really intended. So the 14th Amendment was enacted to deal with the repercussions of the Civil War, specifically to allow slaves and Native Americans to become citizens of the United States. It was not enacted to deal with this situation. So this was never a situation where people can come to the United States for birthright tourism. The framers never even thought that that could be something that could occur. So, you know, this is a first on many scales. It's unprecedented, and the Supreme Court really is going to have to start from scratch because there's no Supreme Court case that is directly on point to this scenario.
To make a change, would it be something that we would have to vote on, or did the Supreme Court make a ruling on the case and then that sets precedent moving forward?
You know, ideally, it would be something that we would vote on and the legislature enacts. But, you know, it takes almost like an act from God for
really
Congress to do anything, right? And so this issue, despite people on both sides trying to get it enacted, they've never dealt with the issue. So if the Supreme Court rules on this case, actually, no matter what they rule, that'll be the law of the land. It'll be unelected judges who make a ruling, and this happens all the time, and interpret the Constitution to either apply to this scenario or not apply to it.
That's interesting.
But you do think it's going to remain in place? They can't, the administration?
Yeah, I think that's what, if you're betting on this case in Vegas, I think the odds would be strongly in favor of the plaintiffs, the ACLU and such, who are challenging the executive order.
Can we